Hi and welcome to Simulate with Jadesola. In today's video, we'll be doing a Sims 4 challenge using just base game and of course custom content, because that is all we use in this in this video, in this channel generally. So the first thing you have to do when doing box build, like the most basic thing you can do to make money, is by taking pictures. And honestly, I took pictures to an extent. I was thinking, I guess a sim can make a career out of photography, but not a base game career wise, right? I know, I'm kind of tempted to see if doing photography can pay bills. That was just all I was thinking. Since I don't have base game, I know I can do the photography career if the photography career exists, which I don't know. But yeah, so the first thing I started doing in order to make fun is to just take picture. At the point I was taking picture of her. Then later I got tired of repeated poses and just started taking pictures of the wall or whatever I can see. And at a point I was also panicking because her needs was getting low very fast, and it was as if, oh my goodness, I need to I was feeling claustrophobic on her behalf, if that makes sense. So I think there's something obvious in her color palette. She loves brown and black, and I kind of want the build to revolve around those two things. So I decided to maybe get a better camera with help, but that made that spawn out of the box. So I had to find a way to get her back into the box by by going to gallery and then extending the box so that she would have to fit in. And I was also and moving the build. It's not even a box, the build, so that she will have to fit in and continue taking pictures using my better camera, which I don't know if that was a good thing to do. If that was a better investment, buying camera first. But somehow I wanted to, just get that phone as quick as possible because the needs were getting low, and I was oh, we just need to take care of the same needs as quick as possible. So I was just trying different things. I know that photography skill is low, so the picture quality will not be the best, so it won't be worth much, but I know that pictures can be worth something. I know that I saw the camera when I realized it wasn't making a difference before the camera loses too much value, and I continued using different filters. I just wanted to know what people do if they want. Before this gameplay, I was not that good at using the camera, the phone camera or whatever camera, to find angles. I'll just use that preset to change face presets. This zoom, or should I say this rotating feature, is not something I was familiar with before this. So yeah, I guess you learn something new by challenging yourself. This is actually a very fun challenge, and over time I realized this is less of gameplay. It was even more of build, and for somebody who likes builds, this challenge will be good for you because it's really has a lot to do with builds, because what you are doing in essence is to keep her in a box, keep her in one square, and then extend the square while she stays inside of it. So can you see, it's literally you building for her. And it's also kind of a get rich quick kind of gameplay, because her needs are literally dying, and you can't just rely on the camera to get you everything. So you have to figure out what skills to place. I was thinking, should I make her into a painter? But I'm painting is so overdone at this point. So I was also thinking of doing something completely different from painting. So I continued to take pictures and continue to take pictures until I'm ooh, I can actually get into tiny bit of painting through the digital sketchbook. So I also felt, ooh, if I buy that, let me just take some nice looking picture that I can use to decorate that room later, because once I'm done with this phase of taking pictures, I will be too busy doing something else. So I decided to kind of like average take good looking pictures. And honestly, Heaven is a like, her name is Heaven. Oh my goodness, did I even introduce her? Yeah, our goal is just to be rich. So Evan Clifton is going to continue trying to get nice wallpaper to decorate the apartment with, alongside also trying to find things she can sell so that she can have enough money, because I need to start getting low. Like my eyes are like glued on those need panel. Like we are on a race of what's the first thing to turn yellow. And honestly, the Simoleons are just like too slow. We need speed. We need speed of Simoleon. But I don't know, she looks okay. Like I love her green eyes. But I did not I would say I would say she just looks kind of like I think the vibe I was going with that is to have her be a nerd with him. Yeah, so I would say she's just like the type of person you would want to drag outside, but she really just likes being indoor, and that is that for you. Like she likes to express herself, but still being in a personal space without like having to go outside. And I'm trying to sell this to you as she gave consent. Okay, this is the life she wants. She loved this life. This is how she've always imagined whenever she becomes a young adult and she start making money or she start working, she's going to build a house and she's never going to leave the house. I think I read something on Pinterest. It was like a quote poem kind of thing, and it was like, if I find it, I'm going to add this to the video at the end so you can just read it. She was like talking about one day having her own house, not her husband's house, not her father's house, not this person's house, just her own house for herself. And the first time I saw it, I didn't think it was that deep. I just thought it was about like an affirmation for people who want to own a home, and obviously I one day hope to have a space to myself. So I thought it was just that much of like, oh, I'm in my 20s and I want to be independent. I currently live with my mommy. So I thought that was all that was. But when I saw, like when I pay attention to read it again, I was like, ooh, so it's like that. And it's kind of like not the reason for this video. So yeah, I finally got the artistic digital pad, and now I'm making money. Like painting is the way to go. I don't even know why that was not like the first thing I did. That is like the first thing I did either way. So and the reason why I painted the inside, because that's kind of like not anybody priority. The reason I painted the inside because I really do not like that the look. I guess the old. I just don't like the look of not having the walls painted. Okay, so that was like that felt like priority to me. And now hygiene is very very red. And I'm like, ooh, we need to like get this hygiene up. I think hygiene is not the only thing that needs to get up. Sleep too. Our sleep is very low. She needs to sleep, and all those things are not cheap stuff. Because so I keep telling her to just paint, but something happens once she's using the sketch book or pad. I'm unable to like click on it since it is being used. So I have to wait for her to finish the painting before I can give her the next painting to do. And like that, she was just painting upon painting upon painting upon painting, and painting becomes what we started doing. And I kind of like the fact that I did not have to like extend time to buy like a painting, like your regular painting board. Because I didn't know what things are called. That's the thing. Whenever I'm recording, I forget what things are called. But if I'm having a normal human conversation, I remember what things are called. Or so for some reason I was obsessed with this bed. I wanted her to use this bed. I do not know why I wanted her to use this bed, but I wanted her to use this bed. And that was the bed I did end up going for. But for now we have more pending, more serious, more important things we need her to have. that is not bed related, and that is hygiene. So I had custom content that can sell me shower and bath for almost nothing, but I decided to just try and make it look a bit challenging. But at the end of the day, I did use a lot of custom content anyway, and the custom content stuff are not as expensive. I'm just using basic base game stuff. So I would say that was my own way of cheating, as if everything had not been as if anyway. I guess just want to find a way to just get it out of the way so that we can focus on making money to renovate the apartment. Because seeing about me, I'm having ideas on what the apartment could look like for somebody that has never lived in the house. She needs to feel like she has everything inside, so it's going to be small, but at the same time kind of cluttered because it's small, but not too cluttered because everything has a chef and organization. I say chef. Everything has a chef and organization, and also it would be like, how would I say that? It would be like a place where you can learn multiple skills all at once. So she would be able to entertain herself as much as possible without being bored. And for some reason, she refuses to sleep. Like, I could not get her to sleep. I was trying everything. I hate when Sim do stuff like this. It's usually when they are energized. But I guess the reason why she was not sleeping was because her bladder need was crazy, right? But there's no money to get that toilet. So I was waiting for her bladder need to get so crazy that she has no choice but to pee on herself so that she can finally sleep and then take a shower later. But she was not even peeing on herself either. So I have to like find things for her to do. And eventually she peed herself, so I made her shower, and then I finally was able to get her to fall asleep. And honestly, having the time go by this fast since playing this game felt like a blessing. Even though like it felt like a blessing, it felt like, ooh, finally. So now I feel like I just need a toilet. And how did she even know that guy? Well, she must have been chatting with someone on her phone to help with her needs. So I'm not going to blame. I'm not going to be like too into that. Anyway, so the priority was just get the toilet, and then before she start complaining about eating junks, maybe get a stove or a grill. But we still need money. Oh god, this is starting to look like reality. You would be working, hardly getting any sleep, hardly getting any rest, and your need will still be constant. You still need money. And then you ask yourself, if I work all day and I still don't have money, what happens when I sleep all day? But you can't sleep to find out. You still need to work, because I guess working means there is hope for money, and just sleeping means what? That you die from need of money. And you don't want to just live as if you were never here. Even if your literal dream or your literal goal in life is to never leave the house, it's still a goal of life. It's still a goal in life, not a goal in death. So yeah, even if I kind of really like that painting. That's why I didn't want her to sell it. But God, the bladder need was like getting excessively on my nerves. So at this point I know it's time. It is time. But there's no way to just put the toilet in there. I like to like imagine now. So I feel like it's like time to extend the tires even more than that, in order to like accommodate a folder for our I want to say for a bladder need, but it was toilet that was coming to my mind. So I keep trying to make her just paint before she gets too uncomfortable to paint, but it was not happening. So I had to sell my pillows painting. I was going to have her keep, and then finally I can buy. In fact, the toilet I ended up buying was not a toilet in the game. So cheat. I said cheat. It was custom content toilet, which means the cheapest toilet I could afford was thanks to custom content. So yeah, now that the bladder will no longer be bugging us, we can now we can focus on making some real money. So that is what I did. While she was asleep, I wanted to use the opportunity to have things pending, but for some reason she woke up, and I'm starting to think maybe that bed is a problem, because I don't understand. She never enjoys anything on that bed, but I got her to finally sleep, and finally I was able to have her painting. I like have painting tasks that she has to do when she wake up. Oof. My literal first language is English. Like, I think in English, I express myself better in English, and now I'm questioning everything. Not just my English, I'm questioning what I have been seeing in my head. But hopefully everything just sounds fine and great and cool and nice, because that's kind of like the vibe of a painting right now. She just wants nice, cool vibes. And finally, she has a painting vibe. Ooh, I love the painting she was doing here. Like, I just like the way she was giving. The crazy thing is, don't let me say it. Do not let me say it. Once I get busy with other things, I'm going to completely forget about our beloved painting. But at least I was able to have her painted back. And she talking. Ooh, she's eccentric. So she was talking to herself. I mean, that makes sense for somebody that never leaves the house. See, how can you just be quiet in the house all day? You need to talk, like, let you know you still have the ability to speak, okay? So that aesthetic trait is kind of like well deserved, because come on, she needs to know that her voice is not gone, like she still have it. And well, we need money. I would have been like, maybe I should buy a speaker, but no. This is not the time to listen to the news. This is the time to have her make enough money so that we can expand our cube of an apartment into a place we can stay for the rest of our life, and she would not have the need to go anywhere. Like I'm saying, this is what she wants. This is what she's always wanted. She's always seen herself as heaven. Hence, even in her name, she's always taken her name literally, and she believes she's heaven if she can just be in her own space. And that's all she's going for. And that's kind of like her goal. So I think it's time she gets a computer. And with getting a computer, she can get a job. So I can just buy her the best thing custom content can allow. Because if you have to be buying base game computers too, they are very expensive and they don't even look as good anyway. And I don't even know why base game stuffs are so expensive. So it would have been more difficult to raise money if I was like, I strictly want to keep this base game. But in the beginning, I did say it was base game and custom content. So, and the first thing she wants to do is show the forum, not get a job. So I have this mod that allows you merge all three freelance career together, so she can do anything in between. But it seems as if the mod is broken. So I had to have her change like the part of the freelance career she's on, so that she can do something. But I didn't want her to do painting. I know she already has high painting skills, so I wanted to give myself a bit of a challenge. And she's somebody that likes to learn multiple skills, like I said in the beginning. So I had her join the programming freelance career, and that one works well. Okay, at this point, I think this is when I realized the mod is broken. So I have her change it into the programming. But yeah, I could easily have picked painting. She has painting skill. But then I'm guessing this has to do with a lottery, because she was mastering the programming skill. In fact, she was mastering every skill like very quickly, and that was like the most impressive thing about her. She really seemed to be locked into this idea of never leaving the house. Like, she just wants to make that money so bad. And it makes sense because she's not living in the real world. Now everybody's looking at me as if I'm projecting. Maybe I am projecting. Who is looking at me? Anyway, so she used freelancing to learn the programming skill while also earning at the same time, which is something I usually do sometimes. I think I forget recently that I even used to do it. Whenever I want to have my sims learn a freelancing related skill, I'll have them do the freelancing career and then learn. But it's not, I don't like it for writing because you won't get to publish any books. You only get to give the things you write to your people. That means I said your people. You only get to give the things you write to the person that hired you for the gig. And now I'm like really, really, really feeling like, ooh, I can start working on a build. So I'm doing like the skeleton of the build, trying to show what it's going to look like when everything is done. And I already know she's not going to have a front door because she ain't leaving the house. Okay? She ain't going out tonight. She's not going out tonight. Okay. When it comes to roofing, I'm not the best. I have two insecurities when it comes to build. The shape I want to give the house and how the top is going to look like. So I'm always kind of getting stuff off gallery because that way I don't have to deal with the roofing. I don't also have to deal with if the shapes looks weird. Because I'm always thinking everything I build has a weird shape to it. I don't know why I have that feeling of the shape looks weird. So I'm always like downloading off of gallery. But I do build from scratch. Like what you're looking at right now. As a testament to my build from scratch. So I'm going to try my best to do like I don't know, this is how the build is going so far, voiceover. But then I do not think I'm going to be like very accurate at that because I'm not very good at narrating build. So I'm just going to like have music playing in the background and you just enjoy the speed build. I always forget that during build you can actually change the time of the day. Like you can choose if you want it to be daytime or nighttime. I always forget this information. So I could have easily made this build look brighter by just clicking the button that looks like the moon and then have it become morning so that you can see it more clearly. But it's fine. Like I think our apartment is looking great, even though we're running out of money or simoleons. But now I can like go back to the normal gameplay mode and have a focus on making more money because now we're poor again. So wow, she can cook now and she can probably do her dishes when she's done eating. And what else can she do before that she can now do? A whole lot of other things too. She can shower, she can use the toilet, she can literally enjoy living in heaven. As her name implies, the goal is for me to guide her until she has a comfortable enough place to stay for the rest of her life, and hopefully never have any reason to leave. But I don't know, maybe love can change her, but who knows? Who knows? It's not in this gameplay to decide, and I don't think any gameplay actually decide that. That is for her while living the rest of her sim life to discover all by herself. So the web design she was coming up with have the most random names given to them. So if at any point you're like, what did you just call that website? I'm like, there was a disclaimer. The websites have random names attached to them. And this one I'm going to name toes.com. Yeah. So she continued working on her freelance career, and one thing about when you do programming in the freelance career, you become rich, okay? Programming is like a gold mine in freelance careers. It pays well. And there's no client return because of quality. It just pays well. So I kind of think if you want to get the same rich without relying too much on painting, the best thing to do is say gardening. Gardening is like ritual, but okay, like money ritual. Let me not just say ritual, but programming is kind of also good too. I would even pick programming over painting, but I feel like programming takes time, so I'd pick painting since painting seems quicker. But not you doing it as a freelancer, just you painting in general. And you can do that as a freelancer too. Do both. Paint generally, paint as a freelancer. Do both. Ah gosh. And now she's back to programming and freelance programming even more because we really need that money to get that pool she wants. And I feel like once I get pool, we've gotten everything she needs. I mean, the apartment looks great. The color matches what she likes. And this website is called and she is enjoying herself. Hence why you can see her progressively gain more weight over the course of days of making this video. So that's a sign of good living. Where I'm from anyway, you gaining weight is a sign of good living. Is what I hope for myself. I've been trying too hard to gain weight, but happening very slowly. Now I'm very intentional about it, but still very slow. But I'm happy. I love my body and I love myself. I do not have a problem with myself, and I still want to gain weight because I want to change the way I look. And I don't even know what I'm saying this in this video. This video is not about body positivity and stuff. It's about a sim named Heaven trying to show us how she went about getting the life she has always dreamed for herself. From living in a box, she's come a long way, okay? In this one video, she's come a long way from living in a literal box into having a somewhat well-off apartment that she's trying to complete by making more money, and trying to decorate too by making our own artwork for it, which I really like. I love everything she designed. But yeah, remember when I said that this is more of like a build than it is about gameplay, because most of what's going to be taking up most of our time is the build aspect of things. Well, I'm going to like try. She made a little bit more money now, and I'm going to like try to just finish up this apartment with it. Hopefully, it will be enough. So, since I'm not good at narrating builds, because I'm just going to like ramble, rant, talk and talk and talk about nothing, which I do not want to bore you with my over talking. I want you to enjoy the video. So, I'm going to play the music again and just have you enjoy the speed build. And honestly, this build is kind of like very lovely. Like, the way the apartment is small, and somehow it has everything you would need to never want to leave the house again, is like, well done. why I want to show the entire build process is because I want to be like transparent with the whole step I followed into creating this box build, because I know it's a very popular challenge. A lot of people have done it, probably better at making sim related videos than I am, which I'm kind of like a beginner in this stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to be like transparent and stuff, but if it's that, it's better if I remove those parts over having everything be transparent, or like having every process shown. Just let me know. And somehow I feel like I'm always fast forwarding too much, like I'm always double speeding too much. I'm never giving the viewers enough chance to like enjoy the character and get in the games. As if I want to get this video out and like have a video about it as quickly as possible. And honestly, it's not that I literally have ADHD. I think I kind of put my personal preference into things a lot, and something about me that I would like to watch something in double speed, and that's my only way of enjoying it. And I know that I'm making videos for everyone to watch, not just for myself, so I do try to like make it play out the way it should. And I understand if it still does not look like I'm like getting you familiar with the character. I kind of really apologize for that, but obviously over time everything is going to get better. Like I'll eventually discover what works for my channel, what works for my viewers, and how I can like make it better. Because The Sims is not the only game I'd be playing. It's simulated with Jadesola. It does not have anything to do with just playing Sims with Jadesola. It has to do with just playing simulation games with Jadesola. And Sims is a simulation game. A simulation game is just a game that plays off reality. That's why I'm not going to be a fan of the supernatural packs too. Horror is not my thing. I do not watch horror movie, and yeah, there's a lot of horror in reality. I'm not going to be like, oh, it's not realistic. There's a lot of horror in reality, but there are ways it can be done that is not supernatural. It could be true, and okay, that's not why we're here. Anyway, so like she's now on her own trying to build up her mixology skill, and she's looking hot. Like, she's just getting hotter and hotter. That's how you know she's living her best life. When over time, I don't even know if her skin was this pale, or being in store for too long has made her literally turn ghost. Now she's looking like Bonnie. Bonnie is the character that I love. Who have max or skill, all aspiration, well, most aspiration, almost everything, just very few. And she's very pale. She likes wearing pale looking colors like white. So, and somehow she makes it work. Okay, she's like very gorgeous and very bony. And now she's having bony colors. And I guess maybe because the lighting has been off the whole time, I did not really pay attention to the way her skin tone looks like. And now I'm finally seeing her, and I'm seeing her as the beauty she is. Like, she's hot. I did not mean for her to be hot, but you know, a gem like this is just going to be indoor. Like, a gem like this is not going to step outside. Like, the world will not get to see. She's reminding me of a song, but I can't sing it. But the song is by Asta and it's called Lord Body. Okay. Anyway, we're going to have a do more programming, because that is why we are here, to make money and have a live our best life and have a enjoy being indoor all the time and never having the need to not be indoor. So since a lot of these have to do with builds, I'm like, yeah, it's not going to make sense if I just have music playing in the background every single time I'm in build mode. So I'm going to try to do what I do. Okay, and what do? I am a writer, soon to be author, and honestly, these things makes me happy. Talking about the thing I do and I'm passionate about makes me happy. And I don't know, I guess the next build I'm going to kind of like give like a tiny info about what it's like in my head. So if you're not interested in what is like in my head, and you prefer the part where I was playing the music, just let me know in the comment section. But please do watch this video to the end, because if you can watch this video to the end, that means you can subscribe to my channel, because what makes you to be able to watch my video to the end means you'll be able to watch another video I create to the end, and that is how I'm going to grow. And that is like everything I want for this channel. I want this channel to grow, I want this channel to prosper, and I want this channel to reach people that would need it, because I do enjoy helping people. It's kind of like the whole reason why I write. Apart from writing being a course that I was cursed with from my brain, I do writing over everything everybody have told me since I've been like, oh, it's writing I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And everybody's like, you're going to die poor, you're going to be this, you're going to be that. You can add more in the comment section about the realities of writers. It's not interesting. Even fellow writers tell me horror stories all the time. So one of the reasons why I'm still like, I'm going to do this, does not matter, is because I really genuinely have the heart to help people. And it's always crazy to me why it's not more popular, how much information people need to improve their life. Like, you would think it'd be more popular, and some people are like, people are out there trying to improve people, like help people all the time. You're just not the one finding it. Okay, just last year I was desperate for a job, and I was given a job offer on LinkedIn that I thought would change my life. I was so grateful. I even told my roommate about it, and we were both doing it, and turned out we were just giving the company free labor. We never got paid for the job. Now you think I'd go into the job blindly? No, I did research on the company. I do ChatGPT that everybody does these days. I literally wrote them up online and everything, but nobody was saying anything. So after I realized the job was a scam, I went on my Medium account and I explained everything I experienced with pictures and stuff. The company reached out claiming that they've given me a different job offer, that I should come back, which is a lie, because the email they created for me has been like disallowed, like it has been deleted from their system completely. So they will have to like employ me over again to give me a new email, which will now give me access to whatever the company data is and stuff like that. So I literally wished somebody had come up with something on as easy as Medium. Like, I had them report on Google, I did all that stuff to make people just aware. So if there was someone like me who do research on things before getting into it, maybe by some miracle God, something I wrote will show up, and they would have a bit of information to be cautious, to not drag the entire output. If I had a reason to be cautious, I'll still do the job, but I'd put less of my whole into it. Like, for example, I spent so much money on trying to be a good worker in hope that they'll pay me if I can get the target done most often. I was working excessive amount of hours, working overtime while not being paid. So all those things I would not have done it, because I've seen someone tell me this could be free labor and you won't get paid. So I would be like, more like the superiors there, I'll be asking more intentional questions and stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you'd really think the information is out there, but you'll be surprised. Like, a lot of people that shit terrible things have happened to are literally not saying anything about the shit terrible things that are happening to them, and somebody needs to do it in hope that it will at least help one person. In hope. So now that I've said something completely unrelated to this box build, I am now going to try to say something about the Sims that is completely related to this build, to this challenge. When I first started this video, I felt only having base game would make it boring. Only having base game would make it looks weird. There won't be enough options and stuff like that. But now that she has a functioning apartment, now that she's creative, and I'm obsessed with that. But we live in different dimensions, worlds, codes, different programming. By programming, I mean like the programming that designed the game compared to the programming that designed reality. I don't know how to explain that in human language. Anyway, so I'm going to complete this build, and I really love the way I did that pool. And I guess I had an idea I was going on in my head, but I realized I can't do that. So I decided to just do the second idea, which I now really like. And I fenced everything. I like doing that with my pool. I hate when Sims do not respect that bar and they'll just randomly up out of the pool from different angles. So I always like to put, even if it's just a small fence, I like to defense around the pool. So now that I'm done with the pool, I'm going to try and make the backyard look more lively by adding fountains and maybe put a bench there, and also make the pool look glowing and stuff. I just want her to feel her name. I just want her to feel like she really does live in heaven, and everything she needs, she can just get it to her. So if you are trying to see the reality part of things, oh yeah, I also decided to give her something for gym because she won't be leaving the house obviously, so she needs gym, a form of exercise in her home. And then I did like the gardening decoration. Something about me when it comes to decorating garden. Should I call it gardening? When it comes to decorating the surrounding of the house, I'm not very good at that either. Okay, so I sometimes I feel like, can't we just leave it there? Then I watched Little Simsy. I don't know if you know her. She's a sim YouTuber. So she's always making builds, and she loves decorating gardens in her build. And so in a way I'm like, is that kind of like a rule that you have to decorate the garden? And then I try, and then it comes out looking like this, and I'm like, I don't know. Okay, I don't know how you decorate the surrounding of the house. Realistically speaking, in Nigeria, where I am from, we do not even care about like things that are outside of our fence. Most apartments that is privately owned without fences, so anything outside our fence is kind of like none of our business. But that's it. Most apartments have fences. I say apartments. Most buildings have fences. So I'm going to imagine someone that did not fence their building, their house. I think where's like their land, they will try to let their house cover everything, so there will be no like space for things that will have to be their business. But let's just assume that for some reason they do not fence and they have space all around their build the way it is in the Sims. Even if it's just 4 square space, they have it. What do they do there? I think most of the time they leave it bare, and then it get weeded naturally. So am I allowed to do that? Am I allowed to just... So this time I did not have a lot of trait, and she was gaining skills very fast. That's actually very nice. That's lovely. So I'm like, can I just leave it there and just have happened like 2 trees, and that is everything? I'm not even put grass, because sometimes Nigerians will literally buy insecticide and kill the entire grass and be like, they don't want to say it's in grass. So yeah, I would say the default here is trees that are intentional and kill the grasses. So I do not know if living in a garden is going to be like top priority, but I'm not trying to make it look the way things look here. If I'm going to try to make it look the way things look here, the toilet is what I have a problem with. Why are there no buckets in the toilet? And I do not know how to describe what a bucket is, but every toilet in my home has a bucket, and a bucket isn't the only thing every toilet in my home. They also have a tap that the bucket sits under. And we don't even do baths because we do not trust baths. Okay, how is it clean? Is there ever a clean bath anywhere? So yeah, I'm not saying there are no baths in Nigeria, and by bath I don't mean BAT, I mean BATH. Like, I don't know if it's, the Sims call it bath. Okay, in the game it's called a bath. When you have a shower, you have a bath. So yeah, I hope that's what it's called in real life too, which I'm guessing probably is. It's not as if people don't have baths in their house, in their toilets, in their bathroom. Now I'm figuring why it's called a bathroom. So you see, they do have it, but they don't lie down inside, or maybe they do for some. But most people I know, now I'm speaking for the people that I know that are Nigerians. Let me even make it tribal. Yoruba people, which is not even generalized in my culture. Okay, most people that probably that's not their personal bathroom that they put the bath in by themselves. That maybe they rented the place, or maybe they are visiting a friend and the friend happened to have a bath, would not use it. Okay, they would use it for everything else, but not for lying down to bathe. Okay, so unless you like intentionally put it in your house because you want to have a space where you can lie down to bathe. And again, I'm going to say we're very superstitious in my culture. So lying down to bathe when you're not a baby looks culturally weird. And something about Yoruba people, once things looks culturally weird, they start freaking out. So I'm going to have her like prepare a computer now, and once she's done with that, she's going to continue programming. She's literally making money and enjoying her life and like having fun, and this is how she have fun. Sleep, work, eat. Okay, that was a mistake. Okay, that was a mistake. And now I'm going to like have a drink and then clean up the bar because she has been working hard on that mixology skill. This is what Evan life is going to be like. She learns new skills, she spends time on a computer, programming, gaming, she draws, she have fun, she does not leave the house, she does not go anywhere. I did leave the backyard open. If she wants to go anywhere, she can go through the back. I don't know if you noticed that, but yeah, this is just how she wants to live, and she's enjoying herself. She's looking the best. She's looking the best. From the girl you see in the beginning to the girl you're seeing now, you know that she's taking time to create a universe where she would love herself and love everything around her, and she built the world she wants for herself. And honestly, this sounds like a woman that is achieving, that is doing it, that is making progress, that is living her best life. And tons of people are going to be like, not leaving your house to go anywhere is not a way to live. But if you are doing it this way, where you still work, you still feed yourself, you still take good care of yourself, and you still buy a treadmill so that when it seems as if you are doing too much, and then you still swim to exercise and stuff like that, I think, yeah, this is a good way to live. And you can see she's enjoying it. And this is my passion of playing a box build. So yeah, we started from a 4 square cube, and now we've gone full circle. We have a living room, we have a kitchen, we have a pool, we have a room / office, and we are, well, Evan is enjoying everything. She worked hard, she deserves it, and she built this life for herself. And if you've watched to the end of the video, because we're at the end of the video now, thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe, comment, like this video. I really had fun playing this. Ooh, the first person to ever come and visit that. Well, sorry, picked the wrong girl. Anyway, thank you so much for watching.